The Ink and Paint Club podcast is intended for mature audiences only, so don't tell your parents! Listener discretion is advised.
Gordo, BJ, Doogie, and Blimp all lost their virginity that summer, together, during that one magical night at the old swimming hole. The Swamp Thing filmed it with his new infrared photosynthetic camera. As long as I live, I'll never forget seeing him devour them. And the screams. Oh, the screams. After high school, I never returned to Blood Mountain, but I carry it with me, in my heart, always.
You're listening to the Ink and Paint Club podcast, a proud member of the Geekly Grind Podcast Network.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Ink and Paint Club podcast. My name is JD. Hey, what's going on? I am joined by Kyle.
Yikes.
And oh, hey, look, Dustin's back.
Put your hands in the air. That's an order from Commander Fun.
Yeah. And this week, so my birthday was the other day, and, you know, around here, we, give each of the hosts, full control, okay, what do you want to do this year? And for whatever reason, I decided I wanted to talk about the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie.
That's as good a pick as any.
Or as it is officially known as Aqua Teen Hunger Force: movie film theaters.
JD takes one look at those dancing foods and he says, "Wow, this is the magic of animation."
Clearly, we have peaked.
Remember on April Fools when they played the entire movie in a thumbnail?
That was so good.
Yeah.
Adult Swim always kills it with April Fools. Well, not always, but most of the time. And I think that's one of the most memorable ones they did.
I have saved on my computer. I guess they did a Futurama episode, but they put mustaches on everybody.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So this movie came out in 2007. I'm sure a lot of us were high school age at the time. So were you guys still watching Aqua Teen when this came out?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. I mean, I feel like there's a real turning point when Aqua Teen starts to kind of become a different show at some point. And I don't remember exactly when it happened. I mean, I can tell you when it happened episode-wise, but I couldn't tell you timeline-wise. So I don't know if I was still watching the show, but I guess I must have been because I was psyched out of my mind to see this.
Yeah. I was definitely still watching this, and this is one of those memories that is just burned into me. Because I don't know if I've said this on the show before. I probably have, but I distinctly remember that because I wasn't 18 yet, my dad would not let me go see an R-rated movie by myself. So I watched this in the theater with my dad, who had never seen an episode of Aqua Teen in his life. And it got to the credits, and he's like, "Okay, that was kind of interesting. It's whatever. It's clearly stupid things that appeals to teenagers." And then it gets to the after credits, and that was just the one thing to really, really sink it into him. What the fuck did I just watch?
He was like, "All right, I think I've had enough."
Yeah, he's like, "Okay, let's leave, please."
See, I was 19, I think, when this came out. 19 or 18, so I was the perfect age to go see it by myself. I saw it with a friend, And boy, what an experience. This is one of my favorite movie-going experiences. Just because, like, it wasn't like a full theater, but there was like enough people there that I was surprised. And, people were laughing the whole time. They were cheering at the intro, the theme. It was great. It was a blast.
Man, I wish I could have had that experience. It was literally just me, my dad, and like one guy sitting 2 rows in front of us.
Yeah, it was out of theaters like a couple weeks later.
Yeah, it wasn't long. Kyle, when did you see this?
Probably saw this right out of high school. My brother took me to see Hot Fuzz, and then we snuck in to this movie afterwards.
Awesome! What a double feature.
I honestly, I think the Aqua Teens would approve of your how you saw the movie.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear, Kyle.
Something is fun.
That's what you bring to the show. You bring the heart. You bring the warmth.
I bring the cynicism.
You bring the relatable stories we can all latch onto to keep us grounded.
The everyman perspective that the audience can grab onto.
Yes, exactly. That is what you bring. We are happy that you bring it. Otherwise, the show would not work.
Anyway. So yeah, I don't know what I was expecting going into this movie the first time. I mean, it is just an hour and a half long episode of the Aqua Teen show. And it really depends on your level of commitment to that show to whether you think this works or not.
Yeah, I see so many people saying like, "Oh, I like the show, but boy, 80 minutes of this, it just can't sustain itself." I liked it. I love this movie.
I think the perfect episode to tell someone to get a feel for Aqua Teen is the Hypnogerm episode.
Really? I don't think that's right. Most of that isn't even about the Aqua Teens. It's about the germs. Oh wait, no, are we thinking of the same one? I might be thinking of the different one with the wait, no, is it the one with the it's like she turns into the Hulk, but not the Marvel Hulk, a different Hulk.
Oh yeah, that's the one. But
yeah,
that's like kind of maybe 3 minutes of it.
Yeah, that just seems like a weird one to suggest to someone.
It's just it's so fucking random.
That's
is just the humor of it.
I don't know what episode I would suggest. I think I don't know which ones I would suggest, but like some of my favorites are the Willie Nelson episode, the shaving. What's the I really like the one with the trees. I feel like that's an underrated one that doesn't get brought up a lot.
Those are all like first season ones, aren't they?
Well, second season, I think. I think okay. I think the run before the movie was like 4 seasons or so.
Yeah, I think so. Which honestly, if I was going to suggest anything, I'd probably pull something from like season 3 or. Yeah, I don't know like what episode specifically off the top of my head, but definitely something around there.
Probably, I'd probably go with one of the earlier ones just because it's a little easier to grasp, I guess. Maybe like the first Moonanites episode.
T-shirt of the Dead.
T-shirt of the Dead is a good one.
It's a good one.
You know what? I think T-shirt of the Dead might be a good later one to show exactly how weird the show can get.
Yeah. But yeah, so this movie is exactly what you think it'd be. When you think of what an Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie would be, it is more or less animated exactly the same as the show. It has a little like some extra animation, but not much.
Yeah.
Which honestly I'm fine with. I don't want to see the Aqua Teen. Like part of its charm is how badly it's animated.
Exactly. Like I'm gonna look up the
budget.
How much money? Yeah. Aqua Teen movie. I remember looking it up before.
I think it's according to Wikipedia, they had a budget of $75,000. They made $5.5 million.
Yeah, so that's not a flop. They made money.
I mean, honestly, if you can make a movie, if you can get a wide release with a movie you made for under $1 million, I mean, it's going to turn a profit.
Yeah, it only has a 48% on Rotten Tomatoes, but what do they know?
Yeah. Like I said, this is not a
Stupids.
movie. This is not a movie for really just anybody. I feel like you really have to like Aqua Teen to watch this movie.
Yeah, to be able to sit with this for 80 minutes.
Right.
There's a sign outside of the theater that says you must be this high to enjoy this movie.
kind of, if I had access to weed at the time, I probably would have taken some, but
Wow, what were they smoking when they came up with this one?
a number of things, I'm sure.
Were they drugging so hard?
But yeah, I like that this movie at its core is like trying to tell you the origin of the Aqua Teen team, but it never really gives you a definitive answer, and I feel like that's very in spirit with the show.
Yeah.
To not give you an answer while spending so much time on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, this movie. I specifically remember before the movie came out, they were doing an interview, and they spoiled the entire movie in this interview. But it just sounded, the answers they were giving were like, they sounded like total shitposts that no one believed them.
Yeah.
It was only in retrospect where I was like, wait a minute, like everything they said actually happened in the movie.
That sounds too stupid.
And then Boston happened.
Oh, yeah. I forgot all about that.
Oof, ouch, yikes. Dude, you know what sucks, though? I remember around that time finding one of those light bright things on eBay, and it literally went for nothing. Like, it was a legit one that someone had pulled off of the wall, and I can only imagine just owning that right now.
On eBay, they were like, look what I found.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably sell that for like millions if you got that.
Yeah.
So I guess we could kind of elaborate on that for anyone who like was not alive at that time, which is entirely possible in this day and
age. If they weren't alive at the time, they shouldn't be listening to our show right now.
Probably not, but that's never stopped anyone before.
Stop listening, you stupid kids.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're not 18, get out of here, you stupid ass. No, just kidding.
Whoa.
Just kidding. This isn't even my podcast, and I'm making these calls.
So yeah, like back in January 2007, like a few months before it came out, just like in several major cities around the United States, the marketing team for the movie went and put all these little light bright things just around the cities, just like in the like displaying like the Moonanites characters. And fucking Boston, Massachusetts, people reported them thinking they were bombs. And they had to call it a bomb threat.
Was that the only one they put up? Or did they put up like multiple of them? I would assume if one popped up on eBay, yeah.
Yeah, like there are multiples across each city, and I know they were in a handful of.
But the thing that happened, I think that wasn't that around the time of the marathon bombing? So that was like high alert.
Yeah,
was
maybe.
I felt like the marathon came after, but I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure when that happened, but no, the Boston bombing was in 2013.
Yeah, I thought that wasn't that long ago.
But still, like I don't know. It seemed really silly even at the time that like fucking the like the bomb squad had to be like brought in to like take down these light brights that were just like stuck up in random places.
I agree, but at the same time, maybe they should have talked to some people about putting these up.
Yeah.
Oh,
like maybe they should.
It fucked up Adult Swim too. They had to pay out a shitload of money to Boston for it.
It said they had to pay $2 million.
And that's a hefty chunk of change for Adult Swim.
Especially when they don't pay people like Carrie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love Adult Swim, but not everything of adult that they do.
Was this one of the? Yeah, it was one of the last things that C. Martin Kruger did. Or C. Martin.
No, because he died in 2016.
It shows like it's one of the last things he worked on.
He may have like taken a break after this. I don't know. But yeah, so obviously there was that, but like there was a lot of, I feel like there was a lot of stuff outside of the movie that got a lot more attention than like the movie itself. Like the obviously the Boston Panic was like probably the biggest thing. But then we kind of mentioned it towards the beginning where like a few days before the sorry, I had a brain fart there.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Just don't let it happen.
Sorry.
Again.
A few weeks before the movie was supposed to come out, like you're saying, April 2007, they played the entire movie in a little thumbnail. Just like, why would anyone think that they were actually going to show the entire movie, especially on April Fool's? I don't know, but I think the way they did it was fucking ingenious. But it is literally the entire movie. You just can't hear any of it. And it's like 100 by 100 pixels.
It's funny because the year after they would actually play the movie on April Fool's, but it was following up. So that night they did like premiere episodes of like a bunch of their shows, like totally without warning. And it was one of those things where they didn't repeat them. So, you know, I think they were counting on people not tuning in. They were like, oh, they're just doing their stupid April Fool's thing. I'm not going to watch. And then they played like brand new episodes before the season started for multiple shows. And then after that, instead of replaying them, they played the Aqua Teen movie. And all the bumps said, you missed the April Fool's stunt. Here's the Aqua Teen movie.
Yeah. And then like the other big thing that that kind of came out of this is that on like several different websites, Adult Swim was like leaking fake endings to the movie.
Oh, I remember that. I forgot.
So like they put one on YouTube. They put one on the official movie website. They gave one to a fan site. Apparently,
that's awesome.
So yeah, I mean, you can go out and find these. They're on the DVD and on YouTube. So I just watched them the other day. But yeah, a lot of them are no, like completely nonsensical, non sequitur endings. Like I think only two of them actually are in the same scene as what the actual movie is, but like most of them aren't anywhere. Like
they're just totally disconnected.
Like one is Shake finishing a novel.
I was just about to say that's the one I remember.
That's my favorite one for some reason. I like the one where they're saying goodbye to a fake superhero, and it says like, "I wonder if we'll ever see him again." But Wonder Man would never be seen again because he was arrested for molesting a child. It's like Jesus. But yeah, so just like there was just so much like outside marketing to try to like boost enthusiasm for this movie. But I feel like anyone who was like gonna go see this had already made up their mind. I don't know if this is gonna like really convince anybody else to like go see this movie who wasn't already excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, it made $5 million. I'd say that's pretty good for an Aqua Teen movie.
Yeah.
So such a niche audience.
One of my high school friends only watched the movie because Mastodon did a song in it.
They sure do.
Any fucking reason.
That's awesome. How'd they like the movie?
I think they just didn't really care for it.
They didn't get it.
So I mean I like how this movie like brings like I don't think we'd seen Dr. Weird and Steve in a while when this movie came out. I feel like
because they were doing Space Kataz. They replaced him with the Space Kataz stuff.
Yeah, so it was kind of nice to like bring them back for this movie and like make them like an integral part. But like you also have like the Moonanites play a pretty big part. The Cybernetic Ghost of Christmas Past is in there. Oglethorpe are in there too.
I think they have all the best villains from the show. The Plutonians are my favorites. Then you got the Moonanites, which were the fan favorites. You got Cybernetic Ghost. It's interesting to me that the Moonanites have such a small role in the movie. But the interesting thing about that is, isn't this the second attempt at an Aqua Teen movie? Because on the DVD, they have a whole other movie that was like cut. Like, they did a whole movie. It wasn't like fully animated or anything, but then they decided they didn't really like it and totally redid the whole movie. And I think the Moonanites were a bigger part of that one. Yeah, if you on the DVD, it says deleted movie, and it's like 80 whole minutes long.
Huh. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I might have to go check that out.
I think I've only seen bits and pieces. I think I want to watch it too. But yeah, I think the Moonanites were originally a bigger part of the story.
Yeah.
Because even in this one, they're not related to the story at all. They're literally just there because they're the Moonanites, and you're not going to do an Aqua Teen movie without the Moonanites.
Right. They get on a roller coaster and throw up.
They don't tie into the plot at all. They steal stuff from Dr. Weird's apartment, and then they go on a roller coaster.
That's all they do.
Pretty good.
But then we get like some like characters to like add to I guess the lore. I guess
Chicken Biddle.
Chicken Biddle, who is their like the fourth Aqua Teen who died. It was voiced by Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
He's just a big chicken nugget.
I always forget he was voiced by yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like little name celebrities, especially for the time in this movie.
I think as a character, he was leaked by Kid Robot because they made.
He was in the toy set. He was in the Blind Box Adult Swim set. He was the mystery figure.
I think he got leaked at that time.
That's so funny. I think I saw those after the movie, so I knew who it was. But I had a couple of those. I think I had the Monarch and Avenger.
You don't have Moral Oral?
Oh, I do have Oral, but I didn't get him from the blind boxes. I just ordered him off eBay because I really wanted him.
At the very last part of this movie, they introduced Latina Faye as a giant burrito who's like supposed to be the Aqua Teen's mom, but they don't really elaborate on it at all.
That's my favorite part of the movie, because the whole movie, it's like, who's our father? Who created us? And then, you get the whole crazy ass backwards explanation for it. And then they just say, who's our mother? And she shows up and says, it's me, a 9-layer bean burrito. And Frylock just says, that's neat.
Neat. and that's all the explanation you get.
Yeah.
Jeremy Snow here, owner and editor-in-chief of The Geekly Grind. I'm interrupting your awesome, regularly scheduled programming to ensure that you know about our Geekly Grind podcast network, of which this show is a treasured member of. If you haven't had a chance to check out our site, you can do so at www.thegeeklygrind.com, and while you're there, check out the other members of our steadily growing podcast family, including the anime-centric Blake and Spencer Get Jumped, discovering new heroes and comic book keepers with Chris and Lance, exploring the vast universe of geekdom with Geeksploration, or of course appreciating animation's finer details with the Ink and Paint Club. Escape your weekly grind at The Geekly Grind.
But we jumped so far ahead. We went to the ending when the movie starts with a wonderful little number.
Yeah. So
I laughed so hard when they played this in theaters.
It's like, see, a lot of this movie is like, I can't believe they did that, but also it makes so much sense.
Yeah,
So-
it's like, obviously this is going to be an Aqua Teen movie.
Yeah, like the movie starts and it's like one of those 1950s like let's things, and then like it's just interrupted by like other lobby snacks, but it's a death metal band.
Yeah.
And they just like start saying what you shouldn't do at the theater and how they're
Yeah,
gonna
if
murder
I see
you.
you videotaping this movie. It's
Without
great.
the
It's so
written
weird.
consent of Time Warner. It
I'll
just
rain
is all the-
acid down your throat and dissolve your testicles and turn your guts into snakes.
It's like the fucking most metal thing. But it's the drummer is a plate of nacho. I love it. But then yeah, it's like a lot of the movie like involves like the Aqua Teens get like this strange like workout equipment, and it turns out it's like some kind of evil robot or something that like Carl gets like trapped into, and so they basically spend most of the movie just trying to like stop this thing.
Yeah.
And
Boy.
it's just one thing after the other. I mean, it's not like
it's a
lot
roller coaster because like the cybernetic Ghost of Christmas Past makes you think that the Plutonians made it, or Oglethorpe at least, and then it turns out he didn't. And so you just never know what's going on. The movie just fakes you out so much.
Yeah, they just fucking keep bringing up all these mysteries, throwing out answers for it, and it turns out nothing is true, but we're not going to give you any of the answers to it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess how else would they do it?
Right, exactly. Like, I don't expect any kind of actual answer out of anything. But yeah, and honestly, I think the transformation sequence where Carl gets strapped to the robot is probably the most advanced bit of animation the show has ever had.
Yeah, especially when like he's strapped in and they just animate like his limbs being moved by the machine.
Yeah,
like it's not like this crazy animation but for Aqua Teen Hunger Force it kind of is.
It's like really base ass CG, but like, yeah, that you had never seen anything like this on the show.
Yeah, I forgot they did a follow up to the movie and it was just deleted scenes.
Oh yeah, that's right, the two-parter.
Yeah.
And then they go meet the Abraham Lincoln and get sit in a wood rocket.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. How the movie it kind of goes into the origins of the Aqua Teens, kind of. It ties into like the visuals you see during the credits. You have like Abe Lincoln lighting the rocket, the pyramids.
Right.
They never explain the skull.
Oh, the skull.
Yeah, they never explain that.
Some things are better left a mystery.
I will say that I do enjoy the explanation, or at least, and we still honestly don't know if this actually happened. That Dr. Weird created the Aqua Teens for the sole intense purpose of driving a jet into a brick wall.
Well, that was the story Frylock gave, but it turned out that his memories were on a VHS tape in the back of his head that
Right.
Dr. Weird had made. And at the end, it turns out that Frylock made Dr. Weird.
Maybe?
Yeah. And then it turns out Walter Mellon made all of them. Walter Mellon is a character brand new to the movie.
He's a watermelon who lives inside another watermelon, and he's friends with Neil Peart.
Yeah, exactly. And he can do the drum solo of life.
The drum solo of life.
No, just leave him.
Just leave him.
That's so good.
I love that he's strapped into the drum. He has to walk around with it on.
He just has to walk with the drums.
He just makes a fucking like drum clap every time he moves.
But this opening scene has some of my favorite jokes in the movie because it's Shake telling Meatwad where they came from, so it's all bullshit. That just happens to tie into how the credits of the show go.
Right.
But you have stuff like they're playing the video game in Abe Lincoln's house.
Right.
This is one of my favorite lines in the movie. He says, "Man, you're great at this game. Your friend sucks, though." And Shake says, "Yeah, he sucks." Oh, he's dead. Oh, and there's the two cops shooting into the building. We know you're invisible.
One of them's John Benjamin.
Yeah, and the other's John Glazer is his name. I forget, but he says just because we fought one invisible villain doesn't mean they're all going to be invisible. I know that, but I think that means that they are all invisible in this room. This movie's hard to talk about other than just saying like, "Oh, I love this line. I love."
It's just
scene.
like It's a movie that is very up its own ass with its own logic, and it's all the better for it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just jokes.
it's just a string of non sequitur jokes a lot of the time.
I guess it would be the closest thing to a story in Aqua Teen anything has had, because normally it's bullshit in like a TV sitcom sort of way.
Yeah,
where,
it's
something happens and they go with it. But this technically is a bigger story on the Aqua Teen scale.
there is technically a plot if you want to call it that.
Yeah. And like even Dr. Weird, because like his whole lab that you've seen in the intro of every show, it's being turned into fucking lots.
Yeah, fucking luxury condos.
And he still has his roommate Randy that he turned into a pork chop.
Yeah.
And I just it is completely such a deflating ending where it turns out that like fucking it was Walter's plan all along to like get Dr. Weird's castle or whatever to turn into like a gym or something.
Yeah, he wanted to turn it into the Insano gym.
Yeah, but it turns out everybody rents, so like
yeah, we rent.
Yeah, so like you can't steal property for property they don't own.
Yeah, the whole movie was just a complete waste of time.
But really, can you say it's a waste of time if you got a good handful of laughs out of it?
Not at all. I got so many lines in this movie are so funny. One of my favorites is when the Aqua Teens are leaving and the villains are still there. And I think Frylock's like, look, there's a caterpillar. And they all go to look at the caterpillar. And Oglethorpe says, hello, caterpillar. Destroy him! And then then the cybernetic Ghost of Christmas Past just fires tiny lasers at the caterpillar and destroys it. It's just a bunch of little lines.
It's good shit, man.
Yeah.
Look,
like when they're in the cardboard car, and she's like, "Why are we not moving? My foot is clearly on the gas pedal." And when he turns on the hyperdrive and they don't move, wow, we overshot that. Went all the way around the world in the same spot.
Yeah, I honestly should try watching this movie high now that I'm like more of an adult and just see if it hits any different. If it hits any different.
Yeah, I just watched it before this, and I mean not high, but I did watch it again before this. But boy, it's just as good.
Yeah, it's definitely what I remembered it to be.
Eat some mushrooms and watch this movie.
I've never done shrooms before. I've only
eat some pizza pie and watch this movie. You won't get high, but it'll be a good time nonetheless.
I do like pizza. But yeah, so honestly, if you've never watched this movie before and you're not a fan of Aqua Teen, I don't think you'll ever get anything out of it. But like, I mean, if you're a fan of Aqua Teen, you probably already watched this. So
I don't know because it's not up to stream anywhere. It's not like on anything,
which I find odd. But
yeah, you'd think Adult Swim would put it on like HBO Max or something.
That's where I went originally, but it wasn't there, and I'm like, well, I guess I gotta find this through less legal means. But
yeah, I have the DVD, so I just pop that in. I can just watch it whenever. No, not bragging or anything.
Look at you.
Yeah, I just kind of knew. I just saw into the future and saw, you know what, I don't think this is going to be on anything, so I'm not going to be stupid and I'm going to buy the DVD. So, you know.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, here we are.
Yeah.
Guess I was right.
Kyle, do you have anything about this movie you want to say?
I think we covered about everything.
Do you like it?
It all right.
What do you mean, it all right?
It not subtle or nuanced.
It was a fun ride.
It is. Oh yeah, I forgot that we're getting a new one this year too.
Oh yeah, we're getting like a straight to DVD. Like I think it's Aqua Teen, Venture Brothers, and Metalocalypse.
Yeah. And Dana Snyder said he had recently finished recording all of his parts for it.
That's awesome. I will definitely be watching that.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to come sooner or later. I wonder how different it'll be considering how much time has passed. Like, will it still feel like Aqua Teen?
I think I think Martin Croker was a pretty big part of that, and
Yeah.
things
Well,
definitely feel different.
I don't know if he I don't know how if he contributed to writing or anything, but he was basically responsible for like all of the animation in the show. Like all of the designs were him. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, they're gonna have to get someone who can, draw in the style, I guess.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, look, I've seen the last season or last at least few episodes of like I know I've seen how Aqua Teen ends.
Yeah.
And like yes, it had clearly aged, but it was still like spiritually the same as me watching it in 2005.
Yeah, it's so weird. I would never say Aqua Teen like ever got bad. It just kind of became something different. Like the humor changed, which is fine, but I did kind of fall off like after the first few seasons.
It has the best line out of like any series where like surely they were an Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Truly, they were
Yeah.
an Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I think we all just need to agree that Carl is one of the greatest cartoon characters.
Carl's great. I love every character in Aqua Teen. I can't pick. I don't know who my favorite is because they're just all so good. Like even Frylock. Frylock's meant to be like the straight man of the group, but he's still very funny too.
Yeah. He's the wet blanket, but you know, he can still get some bits in there.
Yeah, he's the one who says, "Oh my," he says, "Oh my god," and then Meatwad goes, "Oh my god."
He's the JD of the group.
Oh god. Then what makes you which one are you, Kyle?
Shake.
Yeah.
You gonna be are you gonna be Meatwad, Dustin?
I guess so. I ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Sure.
I don't know why that line comes up from Meatwad. It's in the episode. It's in the MCP Pants episode. He's dressed up as Elvis for Halloween. He says, "I'm Elvis. I'm Elvis. I ain't nothing but a hound dog."
Halloween episodes fucking kill me.
The chick says, "But you ain't got no body. So are you the fat Elvis or the?" And Meatwad just interrupts. He says, "Just give me the candy. You know who I am."
Oh man, I need to go watch some old Aqua Teen. I think I might go do that later.
It's weird because I feel like the movie kind of came out when that change in humor was kind of happening, but actually I don't know because I think the movie was supposed to come out in 2005 and got delayed so long because even in the movie, when they're doing the concert for Meatwad, even during that concert, Frylock says "Girl Quest 2005," and then on the shirt it says 2007.
Right.
It's like,
I forgot about Girl Quest.
I wonder if it's partly because the original movie got scrapped.
Maybe.
And then they just totally redid it. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to watch that scrap movie because it's not even finished. It's not like animated, but it's like. You know how they just use like their standard character models and just animate them for the scene, but they reuse them. So they have like the models in place. They're just not animated yet.
Right.
But it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Any other favorite scenes in this movie?
I mean, I feel like we've covered pretty much all the good stuff in this.
One of my favorites is
clearly not then.
when they go back in time, because the cybernetic ghost of Christmas Past has been saying that the Plutonians or Oglethorpe made it, and then so they go back in time to stop him from ever making the Insanoflex, and so you see the two of them in college, and Oglethorpe's just this awful asshole. Emery's trying to do like his homework, and he's like, dude, you gotta turn those books in. They're the property of the school. And he's like, I sold my books. Screw that, man. But he says, boy, I'm so glad the computer matched us up as roommates. We're going to be friends for life. And Emery goes, yep. He's psyched about it.
Oh my god.
Isn't that Andy Merrill?
Yeah, Andy Merrill plays Oglethorpe.
JD doesn't know who that is.
That's Brack.
I just looked at him, and yeah, that's Brack.
Yeah,
It's
he's Mr. Brack.
Yeah, there's like I said, there's a couple like people who are from like other things. Like I think like obviously I said like Tina Fey's in here. Isaac Hayes, hot second.
Who did he voice?
He's a plantation owner.
Oh, right at the
Like,
beginning.
Yeah. Obviously George Lowe shows up as Space Ghost for a hot second.
Yeah.
Fred
Space
Armisen
Ghost gets killed.
Yeah. Fred Armisen is Time Lincoln.
Oh yeah, you'll never catch Time Lincoln.
Yeah. If anyone remembers Chris Kattan from Saturday Night Live, he plays Walter. What I thought was kind of funny is that the creator of Assy McGee is Linda, the big bodybuilder.
Oh, that makes sense because he had been on the show before. I forget his name, but he's been at Adult Swim since the Space Ghost Coast to Coast days.
Yeah.
He played Major Shake in Aqua Teen. He was like the bad Shake replicant.
Oh yeah.
He was when he was like, "What is a death driver? I don't know what that is."
I don't know what that is.
And he was the host of the Adult Swim podcast for a while until he was let go from Adult Swim thanks to the AT&T merger.
Well,
pretty good.
Good old AT&T, my internet providers.
And now they sold them. Like they're not merging anymore.
Yeah, because they got was like trying to buy Warner Brothers to make it profitable, and they're like, wait a minute, can't do that. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm glad they totally gutted Adult Swim first before they did that.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Well, then you can watch this movie and remember when Adult Swim wasn't being ravaged by corporate overlords.
That's true. I wonder what's in store for Adult Swim next. I mean, we're getting the next movie, so
we'll just have to see what goes on, man. I mean, Adult Swim's been putting out some new shows lately.
Do you think they're falling back on old IPs mainly because of their financial problems?
No, I just think that's the thing to do these days.
Well, yeah, but I feel like Adult Swim had never been the type to do that before, and now they are. I don't have a problem with it. I'm fine with them. Because I think I talked about it on here before. I think the best way to do a revival is to just do like a one-shot special thing like a movie like this. So I'm fine with an Aqua Teen movie. I don't need like more seasons of it. But I like having it come back every now and then. I think doing big finale movies for Metalocalypse and Venture Brothers is a great idea.
Yeah.
I think that so many people have bitched at them for such a long. All right, fuck it.
Fine. I'd love more Moral Oral. That special they did before Oral was so good, it just makes me want more.
But they gave you such a definitive ending.
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll talk more about Moral Oral some other day. But
maybe.
Pays off in 12 months. Anyway, is there anything else you guys want to mention before we wrap up?
I'm thinking in the air tonight.
Star Wipes.
Yeah, the Star Wipes.
I do remember Star Wipes.
I do remember level 3. Yeah, that's really all I would be saying. I would just be saying like all my favorite quotes and jokes.
That's good shit. All right, guys. Well, thank you for going along with this rambling journey of ours to talk about the Aqua Teen movie, which in itself is a rambling journey.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I think it's completely in spirit with the show and the movie to be all over the place. I think sometimes you need that bit of randomness in your life.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. Like me in about 20 minutes when I go watch old Aqua Teen episodes. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you thought about this. You have seen it. And especially if you saw it when it came out. If you were one of those old people that saw it in the theater.
Okay, cool. You could have left that part out, but...
Look, Dustin. Anyway. But yep. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Stay safe. We'll catch y'all next week.
Thanks for listening. You can find all the links to our social media pages in the episode description. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and join our Discord. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcast. The Ink and Paint Club is happy to be part of the Geekly Grind Podcast Network. We'll see you next time.